Let's begin. So, inviting. Many of you already know about the 3 vital behaviors. I'm going to call on someone like Megan, because you're right below me on my screen. What are the 3 vital behaviors? It's like school.
Oh man, I'm on the spot right now. Be a product of the products, invites, and personal development.
Perfect. And I was talking to Alicia actually today about how 2 out of the 3 are solely based on you developing as a person. Reading or listening to things that are motivating and positive, you working out, drinking your shakes, being healthy, and sharing that. That's being product of the product. And then there's this weird one called inviting. And for many people, that can be really scary because, number one, a lot of you had fears of coming across too salesy to some of your friends, or not building trust with people, and people thinking you're just you're just out to get a sale, being too salesy. So what does it mean to truly invite someone? How do you step out and beyond that objection that you already feel inside of you? And one of the things that my coach told me in the beginning was it all starts with your mindset. If you believe that you're going to come across sleazy, then the way you talk to people, you're going to be focusing on certain words to avoid. You're going to be editing yourself as you're talking to them. And therefore, you're not going to get to the end result that you want. And you're just going to be kind of wasting your time. And I know this from experience because in the beginning, I would talk to people for days, for weeks, before I even would mention, oh, I'm a coach. Hey, you'd be cool in my group. What do you think? That would be my invite, because I was so afraid of hearing them say no to me and hearing them potentially say, Noelle, you're such a jerk. I can't believe you didn't invite me to one of your challenge groups. I can guarantee you all have thought that at least once. Am I right? Nod, wave, something? Okay, cool. So it's across the board. Everyone feels that way. So how do you overcome it? Number one, you overcome it by becoming a student. Again, this is something that my coach told me. If there's ever an area in your business that you feel like you're struggling, and this will ebb and flow, this will change, you need to learn it and research it and become an expert in that objection. So say it's Shakeology. Say someone's like, oh, I've never drank that stuff. It's powder, it's weird, it's fake or something. Research it. Know what Shakeology is. Know that it's not fake. Know what it can do for you. Share your story constantly. Become a Shakeology expert. Be someone where, Megan can go to Aaron and be like, Aaron, what was that link that you explained? How did you find that information about Shakeology? That's because Aaron's an expert. Make yourself an expert. In the beginning, conversations I thought were my weakness. And I can't find my notebook. This room is like a mess. It's like our office / guest room. I thought I brought it in here. Oh, here it is. I got it. It's under this pile. Hold on. Okay. This is my first year as a Beachbody coach notebook. Literally filled to the end of just me researching and trying to become an expert. Because I can tell you over and over the types of conversations you should be that work for me. But until you sit down, listen to other coaches, take notes, try things out, you're only going to stay where you are. It's just like if you were in school and something educational, I'm not a teacher, I don't know, but it's just like in school, if you don't apply what you learn, you're never going to actually master it. So, I looked at my first couple months, and they're all conversation scripts that I would get from the National Wake Up Call, or if I were to listen to a top coach's YouTube page. You can search all of these things. If you want to know about, I can only think of Shakeology in conversations right now. But, that's cool, T. It happens. I'm just happy you're here. Kelly's on here twice, so it happened.
Keeps kicking me off.
Well, if I don't know, I guess I don't know what to say. I'm happy you're here both ways, but it's recorded, so if you miss anything, you can go back and listen to it. I lost my train of thought. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. So whatever the objection is. But I really think that inviting and conversations are an area that we all can get stronger in. So I recently shared a script that I literally copied verbatim from a national wake-up call featuring a top coach named Allie Upham, and I shared that in the group. If you want, you can actually look at all of the documents that I've ever posted in the group that's like in a Word document or PDF. You can search it under files. It should be the first one up there. Literally, if you are feeling uncomfortable or just nervous, just try that out. Sometimes I have to go back to the basics when I'm like feeling overwhelmed, or, it's at the end of the month and I'm feeling stressed, like why I'm not having a success club, or I'm not at the goal that I want to be. Sometimes it takes going back to the basics, and don't ever feel embarrassed about that. And again, if you're putting in all the work, you're doing all the things that you should be, trust the system, because another thing that my coach always tells me, and something that's always worked for her, it goes back to mindset. If you believe that in the abundance that's out there, you will, that sounded creepy in my head, but if you believe that there's opportunity, you're setting yourself up to accept that opportunity. It's something that sounds kind of creepy and new agey, but like it's all about your mindset. If you think that something good's going to happen to you, it's going to happen. If you think something bad's going to happen, it's likely that something bad's going to happen. My husband's out the window being creepy. I see you. Anyways, it's just like those people. I mean, we all have friends, or you might be that person who always has a bad experience on an airplane. Like, we always have the worst travel experiences. And you get to the point where you're like, you're expecting your travel experience to be awful, therefore it becomes awful. It's just a very similar mindset like that. So I'm going to take a little break from talking because I'm getting out of breath. So what I want you guys to kind of ask some questions and maybe share some conversation starts or transitions that really work for you. And then also later tomorrow, I should be able to do this. I'm going to share one of my recent conversations that I've had with someone, so that you can literally see how, I'm pretty much following a pattern in my conversations, which I'll come back to in the end. So, need a break. So, Megan, talk. I just like calling on people. So,
hey everybody. So I actually was talking to Noelle about this last week. This new way of inviting. I named it the Maggie method. I don't know if you know Maggie. She is a coach on Sam's team. And I was talking to another coach, and she was telling me that she thinks the way that she invites is really like a good way to do it. So instead of making so when you're posting on your page, I think sometimes when we think about inviting, we think like our whole post has to be like why you should, enter into this opportunity. But the way that Maggie does it, if you go to her page, she'll talk about something like a new recipe, or she'll talk about something like how she had Shakeology for breakfast. And then at the very end, she really quickly says join my next challenge group and you can check out these new recipes or whatnot. So I think in my head, I always got really nervous about these really long posts about inviting. And then I realized when I was looking at her page and really thinking about it, I don't need to stress out that much. And I can take something that I'm doing in my everyday life and just add that invite to the very end really quickly, because these things I'm doing every day, I learn them from the program and the challenge group, so they don't have to be, these really lengthy posts, if that makes sense. Did that make sense?
Yeah, that makes great sense.
Okay.
You guys are friends with each other on Facebook. I encourage you to friend each other so you can see some of these posts. But something that Kelly actually brought up in one of our groups was how on Facebook you can actually create a news, several types of news feeds. So if instead of having oh, I froze. Are we there? You guys hear me? Hey, I'm back. I think I froze. Did I freeze? Okay. Yeah, I could tell because I was like, wait, no one's moving. All right. So actually, instead of me explaining this, Kelly, would you like to talk about this?
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now? Okay. So I actually heard this in another call, so I'm not going to take credit for this being my idea. But like it's called a feed, so you can like go and categorize. Like I think Facebook automatically creates some, so like I could see some from like my high school friends, some from college friends. Like back when you had Facebook like years ago, you had to say how you knew someone. Do you remember that? Like it was like, how do you know this person? So that's how I think they originally started. But now, like I have a feed just for Beachbody coaches. So, you know, if I want to go support whatever their posts are, so I could quickly look at my coaches, like my fellow coaches, and then, you know, my coach. So all the different coaches. And then everyone that has not responded to my messages, I put them in a group as well. Because sometimes people look at your message and then they forget to respond to you. And I think that if I like on their stuff and comment on it, so I try to at least go in there and like comment on stuff, which I sometimes have trouble doing actually. So yeah, I mean it's pretty straightforward. It's kind of my way of getting around the not like browsing the news feed, because sometimes, you know, you find yourself browsing because you're looking for people to talk to because you don't know who to talk to. But it's kind of a more focused way to kind of see what people are doing. And when you start conversations with them, you actually can start it on something very authentic. And you're not, you know, searching like, oh, I saw that 6 months ago you went to a Halloween party. You look like you had such a great costume. So just kind of a cool way to stay authentic to your conversation. And sometimes people who you didn't even have on your list to talk to that day kind of just randomly pop up. So definitely would suggest it.
Love it. I need to do that because it's so easy to get sucked into the Facebook world, especially when you do follow a lot of Beachbody people, because you're like, it's really easy to start comparing yourself, or be like, oh, why am I not doing what they're doing? I don't know how to make the groups. I've tried it like 20 times. You know what? Maybe it'd be a really good idea if Kelly. I froze again.
I can share how to do it. I can share like a link or something, and I'll send it.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say before I became unstable. Sorry about that, guys. So one thing that I want to kind of challenge you guys with is, I'm going to share this in the comments because I want you to see it. And I've shared it in our team page, but I haven't really had a chance to talk about it. All right. All of you guys read that. That was, I talked about this in our last call. Last month, it was a really hard month for me. And my success partner, her name is Danielle, I was, you know, talking about why I was struggling. Like, people were interested, but they weren't like signing up, and I'm like, what am I doing wrong? And so I shared with her a sample conversation that I was having with someone, and that didn't go the way I wanted it to. And she flat out told me, well, Noelle, you're not inviting them. And I was like, what do you mean? I'm totally saying, hey, join my group. Like, I'm totally inviting them. And it actually took me a little bit to kind of like, you know, what is it? Eat your ego? What's that phrase? You guys know what I'm trying to say. But it was a humbling experience, because I was like, whoa, she's totally right. I am not directly inviting anyone to any of my stuff. I'm just saying, hey, if you want, you could join one of my groups. If you want, whatever you think. No, because I was trying to do that whole, protect myself from the no. And again, this is something that, like I said, it ebbs and flows. Some months you're like, I am killing it on my conversations, but I'm really struggling with my posts. It is a balance. It's a balancing act. And when you find systems that keep you in line and focus, then you need to write them down and stick to them. This is what I'm saying, going back to the basics. So she helped me to kind of formulate this invite. So I'm going to read it. I'm not sure if this, okay. So I said some other stuff. I didn't copy the whole thing. It was like, hey girl, hey, I'm not sure if this is for you, but I wanted to invite you to join me for my New Year, New You wellness group. The group has a ton of amazing ladies all looking to stay accountable to their goals this year, and I have a few spots left. Would you like to join? It was scary, guys. I was petrified because Danielle challenged me to send this out to like 50 people. I'm not exaggerating. I was shaking in my boots. And yeah, some people said, no, thank you. Some people said, didn't say anything. But then there were some people who said, like this one girl who said, some words. And yes, I would love that. I was actually planning to talk to you about your coaching and how to become part of one of your groups. What? That's the goal, right? You want people to just be like, hey, yeah. So it was, like I said, a really humbling experience. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to share this entire conversation with you, like I said, tomorrow. I didn't want to overwhelm you guys too much on the page because it's easy to miss stuff. So yeah.
I have something to say. So I love that script, and I use that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is a great way to get, yes, I'm interested. The part that I start fumbling after is what to say after.
Yeah.
So, and I know that you shared, like, on the Facebook, I know that you just tagged, so I don't know, I think you tagged someone in that. It popped up again at the top.
I think I did that so that I could remember that conversation the other day. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
I Alicia in it, yeah.
Yeah, I think, okay, maybe it was Alicia. So you followed up with some ways that you follow up. And I think that I'm trying to jump to a phone call too quickly. Because,
Okay.
like, I do better on the phone with someone, but I need to take a step back and say, so someone will say, like, oh, I'm interested. And I say, great, or they'll say, what is the group? And then that's where I kind of explain the group, but I don't get to their goals and their, like, struggles quick enough. Like, that's where you kind of need to, like, after they say yes, you can't drop the ball. That's where I'm dropping the ball, is after they say yes. And that's hard.
One thing that I would say about that, Kelly, is because I've lost it before too, is sometimes, number one, sometimes other people, you are great on the phone, but some other people may not be. So keep that in mind because that could scare them. They'd be like, whoa, I have to talk to Kelly on the phone? I'm not ready for that. So what I would say because again, you are really great on the phone. I think when you should get them on the phone is, again, after you get to their goals. So what I say after, when they say, oh, I would love that, this is literally what I said. I'd love for you to join me. What are your health and fitness goals? That's, once they say, yeah, I want to do it, that's exactly what I say. Just that one sentence. And then that opens them up to be like, to literally tell me. I mean, this girl sent me 3 paragraphs about her goals, And that would be, and then after that, I talk about, oops. I lost you guys because I flipped my screen. Anyways, excuse me. After that, I start asking her about her nutrition. And I actually, in this one, because I thought that, 21 Day Fix would be a good one for her based on her goals. And again, getting her to say, my nutrition isn't where it needs to be, is a great segue for me to talk about Shakeology. Or a great segue to talk about the 21 Day Fix or something like that. And again, if you're getting to their health goals, it's a better way for you to assess which program will be best for them. Because 21 Day Fix isn't for everyone. I've had people who have like injuries or certain restrictions that they can't do, and I would rather suggest PIO to them, things like that. Or someone who loves high intensity workouts. Therefore, 21 Day Fix Extreme is more up their alley. Things like that you need to keep in mind. Again, I'll share the rest of the script, but after I asked about nutrition, she tells me that. That's when I start talking about my experience, because that's when I can start relating to that person's story. If she had similar goals like me, I would throw in little nuggets like, dude, you sound just like me. Have you ever heard of the 21 Day Fix? And then they'll most likely say no or yes. And that's where I share a little bit of my story. Hey, I lost 15 pounds doing 21 Day Fix, etc. Doing the 21 Day Fix in PIO. I love it. Can I share a video with you? And then they can see it, so you're not word vomiting all about 21 Day Fix. Because again, people are only on Facebook for a short amount of time. It's just like a quick text message. You can't expect them to read a super long paragraph. So if you're giving them a chance to watch a video, you're throwing the ball in their court. And that's a great place, again, to do a follow-up. Give them a day or two and then say, hey, did you watch the video? That's a great reminder. I'm literally going through my Convo. But again, I'll share this as a document so that you guys can always refer back to this. But what other questions do you have? Or is this helpful?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I have an idea. What if like everybody's like next conversation where it works and they say yes and like the person commits to a program, maybe like screenshot that conversation look like when you start asking about goals, just to see how like different people's approaches are.
Yeah.
And maybe we can post to the page.
Yeah. I think that's a great idea. We could do that this week. Just the key thing with talking to people is remembering to, what is this great quote that Danielle always says, be interested, not interesting. So, of course, share a little bit about your story, but don't make it like, oh yeah, I was super like sad and then I got super happy and healthy. Like, yeah, they love that, but you need to listen to them. You need to listen to the fact that this girl's a yo-yo dieter and she's terrified of trying another diet, like, and thinks that 21 Day Fix is a diet. You need to talk to those fears, because not every conversation is going to go the same way. So, I mean, as much as, reading like a script of mine or script of someone else, you got to remember that. You got to remember goals and questions. If you're ever feeling stuck, if people are just saying no, you're not asking enough questions. If someone's constantly asking you about price, you have not gotten to the root of why they might be interested in this program. So go back. If someone's saying, well, wait, how much is it? Your response should be, there are several different ways to sign up, but what is it that you need to do differently this year than last year? And that can open a huge like paragraph and tiers. I mean, I've gotten some really open, deep stuff, which I think is one of the most amazing parts about being a coach. But it takes you sitting down and listening to their questions and not worrying about Success Club, because the moment you think about someone as a number, they're going to feel it and they're not going to connect with you and they're not going to trust you and you're going to be like, why do I suck at this? Because you're not listening. That's what I would say. Other questions you guys got?
Something cool that I was reading just with the Shakeology stuff that has helped me in a little bit of conversations with people is somebody had told me that it's way too expensive sometimes to eat healthy and they don't understand the concept. And I love how Shakeology, like they put it, like they break down and show you that it's like $40-something for the amount of nutrients that you're getting in a $4 serving. So like a lot of people say, crap, that's $4 for a meal replacement shake. And I'm like, well, it's $4 for a meal and you're getting like $40-something worth of nutrients that if for some reason you are cutting your budget that week, like you're not spending all of that at the grocery store.
I love that. And Tina, I think this is something that I forgot to mention until now, is that if you guys have certain things that you're really good at, like number one, sticking to a budget. I know Tariana's great at that, like shopping on a budget. If you're really good at creating quick and easy recipes, these are groups that you could be running to help people. A top coach that I really admire, she doesn't lead challenge groups. She actually leads financial groups. And the first step is save $140 so you can get a challenge back, because she believes that in order to be financially healthy, you need to be physically healthy. So she brings those two things in because those are things that she's comfortable with more so than, leading a health and fitness like exercise group. And that's really worked for her. So don't think that it has to be you must do one challenge group. You must do, all these things. Like, make this uniquely yours. Does anyone have a website to keep track of recipes? Just thought of it since. What do you mean?
Like to store recipes?
Here, I'll unmute you. Okay, got you.
No, I mean I cook a lot and I like try new recipes and I find good stuff that I want to use in my challenge groups. But I don't have a good way of sharing that with people. Like, I don't know if people have like a little place where you can like, you know, submit your own recipes or submit pictures. I just don't know how to like make it look inviting besides like copying it from Pinterest or something.
Okay, so one thing that I did was I actually made like PDF. Like I would put all of the recipes I could find, like links and stuff, like in a document. And then once I kind of had like at least 3 pages, I would put like a pretty little picture on the front, and then in my groups I'd like share them. Is that kind of what you're thinking?
Yes.
Because, you know, I think I don't know if I remember if I shared it in our group, but I shared a 21-day fix one that I got because I just compiled a bunch of recipes, and that's been helpful, I think. But there's got to be a system out there where you could do that in a lot easier of a way, but I'm not sure.
There's an app that you can use called Paprika that is pretty good for putting recipes into your phone, but I'm not really sure how easily transferable it is onto Facebook and into challenge group.
Paprika, like the seasoning?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool. Also a really fun thing I wanted to announce to you guys is in the next couple months, Beachbody is actually releasing a challenge group app so that you can actually plug your people into this app and they can check into it, and then you can see their activities. It seems really cool, and a lot of top coaches have already been using it, and they've said really good things about it. So that's something that's kind of exciting that's happening. So, and it's going to go for everyone who has like any sort of iPhone. So that's just anything else that you guys want to cover? We have about 7 minutes.
Really quick for the recipe question, something that I did is I know I use Pinterest, and I made a board that just says like best of 21-day fix recipes. In the comments, I put like how many containers go with that recipe. Cause like for me, when I'm looking for recipes, that's what I'm looking for more is like the container count. So like, it's like the name, the picture, and then in the comments, I like edit it and I put like how many for each container. And I don't have a lot right now, but my hope is to like build it. And it's like, I can just send the link to people for them to look at it.
Thank you.
That's helpful. Anything else you guys wanted to cover on invites? I like Megan's idea of us sharing the goal parts, and I will share I gotta just put that conversation in like a document so you can always see it. But how are you feeling? Do you feel like feeling a little bit more confident?
Are we doing any of the challenge team? What is it called? Team Cup
teams?
Oh,
yes. Thank you for reminding me. Yes, sorry. Team Cup. So this is a really fun thing that we are actually going to kind of do with 2 other teams on our family team, Danielle's team and then Rachel's team, because I think what many of us have learned in the past who have done Team Cup is having like cross team participation is super fun and helps you kind of make more friends and feel like more connected to this awesome community. So if I posted a video in the group, if you haven't watched it, go and watch it. Basically, it is you working with 4 other people, 4 other Beachbody coaches to, number 1, help lots of people, number 2, get fun prizes, and number 3, just have a good old time. Megan, would you like to speak on this a bit? Because you are a Team Cup master, I would say. I mean,
not true.
every time you've done it, you've gotten like a prize because you're amazing.
I'm on her team.
I really like it. I just like, I'm a competitive person. I will say that. So I kind of like friendly competitiveness. Like you're with people and they're pushing, you're motivating each other and you're saying like, oh, I got SC4. It's just that really fun. Like we're on a team. We're working towards this together. We want to help X amount of people. You're making those goals together. Like we want to help this many people by the end of the month, by this date, this many people. So it's just really nice because you are together making those goals and you're pushing each other to get there and helping each other along the way. And you get to make a cool name. I think that's really cool too. So we wanted to do t-shirts for the one in August, but it never happened. It's just really fun. And I just like you get to work with people you've never worked with before. I think that's the thing that I like the most. Like you learn about different ways that people coach and if that's a way to coach that works for you. Or if it's like, hey, like I like the way so-and-so does this, but I kind of have a different style. You get to see different people and different ways that they coach and they lead. So it's really fun.
And the first time that Megan did Team Cup, it was like her first month or two as a coach, and she hit like the hugest numbers that I think you've ever hit. Weren't you at like Success Club 16 or 18 or something? 18?
It was, yeah, 16.
16. Okay, and that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 8 people. Yeah, I had to count that on my fingers. That's 8 people. That's amazing. She helped 8 people in 1 month. So if you feel like you're a new coach and you're like, oh, that's too scary, like I don't want to commit to something, I don't want to let my team down. I mean, Megan is a prime example. She jumped right in. She was terrified. She shared her fears with her little team. They literally helped pick her up and show her that she could do it. And ever since, she's been on fire. So
yeah, I think too, I mean, it's cool because you work with people that have been coaching for like 4 months or 6 months, or maybe they just started coaching yesterday. So everybody's in like different levels of experience, which is really cool.
Absolutely. And the fun thing is, I mean, so there are like several tier prizes. The first tier prize is like a Shakeology Tumbler cup. It's super cute. I totally want it. And then the second tier is some clothes, and the third one is a towel, I think. But it looks pretty big. Beachbody towel. But I just really want that tumbler. But yeah, so that's pretty much all I have to talk about today. If you guys want to throw anything out in the last 3 minutes, speak up. You guys feeling good? Thumbs up. Kelly, okay. Hey, Kelly, you're in a good spot. You're doing good. I promise. Are you trying to unmute yourself? Here, I can do it.
I was just going to say, yeah, she is.
No, I mean, I was going to unmute myself, and then I said, nah. I think that I'm even now. I was in the negative Success Club points, but I think I might be even now.
What do you mean? Talk about that really quick.
Wait, talk about it real quick?
Yeah, you got 2 minutes. Can you handle it?
Okay, yeah, so I had a challenge pack returned. The girl said nothing to me at all. Did the 3-day refresh. Now returned Hammer and Chisel is going to rebuy it without Shakeology. And so now I was in the negatives. I think I'm back to the positives or the equal. And then now, so I essentially have to help 4 people in order to hit Success Club 5.
Dude, that happened to me in October twice. So if I can do, and I was flying from cross country. If I can do it, you can do it. You've got this. You're amazing. You're absolutely amazing. Kelly is also one of those people who killed it in Team Cup. Whew, they always change the name. So if you guys want comment in the comment section on the Team Cup post that I put in, or just text me, and we'll start working on teams, okay? See you guys later. Text me if you need help with anything. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.